Hey, Chef Anthony here, Don's Appliances. I'm gonna go over your signature kitchen suite dishwasher. So let's talk about this. This will have the inverter. This is the direct drive. Actually, this is a Wi-Fi base, so you can download the app. You can monitor it, download your cycles too. So it really has a lot of features. Super quiet decibel level on here. Let me get inside, and then I'm gonna talk about the controls in the front. And so when we slide out, we do have some great converted racks. And if you're not familiar with these converted racks, they can go up or down depending on what you're using in here. So, if you got bigger plates or bigger bowls, something like that can sit flat, give you a better angle. Once again, for all these dishes, we want everything on a 45 degree so the water runs off, which is a huge piece. So your cups and glasses, make sure they're on a 45. They give you these nice little handy compartments right here. This can hold wine stems and hold little things on the top as well. We want to talk about these tabs right here. So if I press on these tabs, this will Rackmatic bring it down or up. So you could adjust this rack to whatever you're doing, whether you have taller plates on the bottom or taller plates on the top, depending on what your situation is or your scenario. These do adjust. If yours has a third rack, this is really great for holding slotted spoons and all your cutlery. So if you line all your cutlery up here, you can really keep the max amount in here. There's a spray wash arm on the top, directly sprays this tray, so it kind of gets that all nice and clean. If we use the button over here, we can invert it down, and you see now it's nice and deep, so you can hold that ladle, spoon, things like that, those heavier, cumbersome things. We'll get a great wash here, and it's a great spot for them. So we'll close this one, and this one we'll talk about the very bottom here. So I'm gonna bring this all out. This is still for, cutlery if you wanna use it. If not, I like to tell customers to remove this, and now you have, more ample area here. You can put a Pyrex pan, a 13x9 glass dish, something big and bulky, you got more room for. Once again, accessibility on the tines again, so these are adjusting. You got the stainless steel sprayer arms here. This is really what we want to concentrate on. If we turn this out and pop this out, this is the triple filter. So this will actually go under the sink, under some hot, no soap on the water either. Just make sure we get like the screens and the fine meshing. What it'll do here is this is where the final particles like that rinse off your dishes and your plates and your cups and your silverware. This is where it all goes instead of going down into your grinder or motor or whatever it is. So this really gets the fine stuff. Once every month, I tell customers to kind of clean this out and make sure it's ready to roll. So, and side note, if you ever break any glass or anything like that, break glass or chip a piece of china or something like that, it will all end up in here. So, just be mindful of that. Food lays in here too. So if you have an odor in there in like a week or two, it might actually be from just a little bit of food particles laying in here. So make sure this is a cleaned item. It'll pop back in and lock. So if we just slide it around, actually I gotta take this out and do it like this. So we'll rotate it back in and it'll slide and lock just like that. So it'll lock right in. Right here's where we wanna put our rinse aid. Okay, so you fill your rinse aid up, and depending on your usage, the front control knobs will tell you. It'll beep whenever you need to put more rinse aid in. This is really where we put our soap in. So you put your pod in right here, lock it down, and it'll dispense out during the washing cycle. So highlight some of these features. Auto is what we want to use every day. So there's a turbidity sensor in the back, basically a light detector. It's going to test, which setting's best for your dishes. So if you load it up with some random Tupperware, glasses, plates, auto is kind of your everyday one to be the best. If you have heavy grime on your pots and pans, heavy is the top setting for you to use right here. Delicate is another great one for all your older china. It lowers the temperature of the water because that's really when you see etching. High temperature and soap etch, good china and things like that. So what happens in delicate is goes to a lower water setting. It's a little bit better for your older stuff and your better stuff. So refresh is another great one. So you can run a refresh on this. This is a new setting. If you ran your dishwasher before you went out of town, so you went out of state or whatever for the weekend, your plates are all clean in there, but they just have an odor to them because they've been in a confined area. You run that refresh cycle on it, brings it right back. Very nice. Normal's our everyday thing, but I tell customers, auto is going to be your best friend. Normal's not really that accurate anymore, so really want to stay away from that one. that's just on there as a tried and true piece. Turbo wash will really kick out the eco mode on it, and turbo really gives you high test. So it's hot water, you know, full length, anything you're really worried about ever cleaning, make sure you put it on turbo, and it really does everything else. Once you're a dishwasher connoisseur, you could use the download cycle. So you could download your own cycle, whether you like it a little bit dry or a little bit hotter, even if you think this is like best for your china or plates, that really works great. Another kind of efficiency modes here, we have the energy saver. That's really gonna kick down the time on it, but you know, it'll really lose a little bit of that heat. So think about that one. Half load if you just want to do the top or the bottom, if you have a mixed load, just of a little bit of stuff. Dual zones too, so if you click on the dual zone, you can pick exactly where we want to do this one. And to run a steam cycle on this is great for just like, say you're hosting a party, you have clean glasses, you know, in the cupboard, they have a little dust on them, they have a little spottage on them. You could run a steam cycle and wipe them out really nice and easily so they're fresh and ready to go. Other than that, if we're using extra dry, in my opinion, that's just for all Tupperware, and then, you know, you'll hit start and then hold it down 3 seconds to reset any of this. But for all intents and purposes, you really want to use auto every day. We want to be using the right soap, and then we want to be using the triple filter. That should keep this dishwasher running like a champ forever. Thanks so much.